Welcome to Lunch Break Wisdom, short ideas from the world's most influential books designed for a quiet break between work, a commute home, or a moment to think more clearly. Today's episode explores one of the most moving and transformative books ever written, Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. Few books speak about suffering with such authority. Frankl was not theorizing from comfort. He was imprisoned in Nazi concentration camps during the Holocaust. He lost family members, endured starvation, humiliation, forced labor, uncertainty about whether he would survive. And yet, amidst unimaginable hardship, Frankl made an extraordinary observation. Some people lost hope quickly. Others, despite enduring the same external conditions, retained an inner resilience. The difference, he believed, often came down to one factor: meaning. Frankl famously wrote, "Those who have a why to live can bear with almost any how." This sentence became the foundation of his psychological approach known as logotherapy. According to Frankl, human beings are driven not primarily by pleasure, as Sigmund Freud suggested, nor solely by power, as Alfred Adler proposed. Instead, Frankl believed that people are fundamentally motivated by the search for meaning. The first major theme in the book concerns the inevitability of suffering. Modern culture often promises lives free from discomfort. The right job, the right partner, the right habits, the right mindset, yet suffering remains unavoidable. Illness occurs, loss arrives, dreams collapse, people disappoint. Frankl does not glorify suffering. He does not suggest seeking it unnecessarily. Rather, he asks, when suffering becomes unavoidable, how should we respond? This question shifts the conversation. The goal ceases being the elimination of all pain. The focus becomes transformation. Can suffering become meaningful? Can hardship deepen compassion, strengthen character, clarify priorities? The second major theme involves freedom. The concentration camp stripped prisoners of almost everything: possessions, status, comfort, autonomy. And yet Frankl observed that one freedom remained, the freedom to choose one's attitude. He wrote, "Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances." This idea is not simplistic optimism. It does not deny injustice. Rather, it emphasizes agency. People cannot always control events. They retain influence over responses. This principle resonates deeply with Stoicism. The space between stimulus and response contains possibility. The book also explores purpose through contribution. Frankl suggested that meaning often emerges through work, not necessarily paid employment, but any activity contributing beyond oneself. Creating art, raising children, serving communities, solving problems, leading organizations. Purpose frequently grows through participation. Modern societies often emphasize happiness as the ultimate goal. Frankl proposed another perspective. Happiness cannot be pursued directly. It often arises as a byproduct of meaningful engagement. Another profound theme concerns love. During imprisonment, Frankl frequently reflected upon his wife. Whether she remained alive was uncertain, yet contemplating love sustained him. He concluded that love transcends physical presence. To love another person involves recognizing their essence, their dignity, their humanity. This insight remains powerful. Relationships constitute one of life's deepest sources of meaning. Achievements matter, experiences matter, yet human connection frequently proves most enduring. The book also addresses responsibility. Frankl believed meaning cannot be handed to individuals externally. Each person must discover it. Life asks questions continuously. How will you respond to adversity? How will you treat others? What values will guide decisions? People often ask, what do I expect from life? Frankl reversed the question. What does life expect from me? This subtle shift transforms perspective. Meaning becomes active rather than passive. Another major lesson concerns attitude toward unavoidable suffering. When circumstances cannot be changed, individuals retain the opportunity to choose dignity, courage, grace, compassion. Frankl witnessed prisoners sharing food despite starvation, offering encouragement amidst despair, protecting fragments of humanity under dehumanizing conditions. These acts mattered profoundly. Character remained possible even within extreme environments. This insight applies broadly. People may not choose illness, loss, unexpected setbacks. They retain influence over how they navigate them. The book also explores existential frustration. Modern life provides unprecedented convenience, yet many individuals experience emptiness, boredom, restlessness, a sense that something remains missing. Frankl referred to this phenomenon as the existential vacuum, without meaning comfort alone proves insufficient. People require purpose, direction, connection to values larger than immediate gratification. This observation feels increasingly relevant. Many people possess more entertainment options than ever before, while simultaneously experiencing profound loneliness. The book also introduces self-transcendence. According to Frankl, meaning often emerges when attention extends beyond self-absorption, helping others, pursuing worthwhile causes, creating something valuable, loving deeply. The more exclusively people focus upon personal happiness, the more elusive it sometimes becomes. Paradoxically, fulfillment often arises indirectly through contribution. Another powerful concept involves tragic optimism. Frankl did not advocate naive positivity. He acknowledged suffering fully, yet he maintained that hope remains possible. Meaning remains possible. Growth remains possible. Even amidst tragedy, this optimism differs fundamentally from denial. It confronts reality honestly while refusing despair. Another recurring theme concerns impermanence. Experiences pass, relationships evolve, life remains finite. Rather than inducing paralysis, awareness of impermanence can inspire action, express gratitude, pursue meaningful work, repair strained relationships, live intentionally. Time possesses value precisely because it remains limited. Ultimately, man's search for meaning remains influential because it addresses universal human questions. Why continue when life becomes difficult? How should people respond to suffering? What constitutes a meaningful existence? Where can hope be found? Frankl offers neither simplistic answers nor false guarantees. Instead, he offers possibility. The possibility that circumstances need not define identity. The possibility that suffering can coexist with purpose. The possibility that meaning remains discoverable even amidst hardship. Perhaps the greatest lesson is this: life does not promise fairness. It does not guarantee comfort. It does not eliminate uncertainty. Yet within these realities, people retain extraordinary capacities, the capacity to choose values, to love, to contribute, to endure, to find meaning. Frankl emerged from some of history's darkest circumstances, convinced of humanity's resilience, not because suffering lacked significance, but because meaning possessed greater significance. And perhaps that is the invitation he extends to readers today. Not to avoid hardship entirely, but to ask, what gives my life meaning? Who needs my love? What contribution remains mine to make? Because one day, every title, every possession, every external achievement will fade, What remains are lives touched, values embodied, courage demonstrated, meaning created. And perhaps the purpose of life is not discovering a universal answer applicable to everyone. Perhaps the task is more personal, to respond faithfully to the unique questions life asks of each individual. One choice at a time, one act of love at a time, one meaningful day at a time. In summary, key concepts from the man's search for meaning. 1. Meaning sustains resilience. Purpose strengthens endurance. 2. Freedom of attitude. Responses remain significant even amidst hardship. 3. Suffering can be transformed. Pain need not be meaningless. 4. Love deepens existence. Relationships provide profound sources of purpose. 5. Responsibility creates meaning. Life asks something of each person. 6. Self-transcendence matters. Contribution enriches fulfillment. 7. Hope remains possible. Tragic optimism balances realism and courage. Everyday takeaways for you. Reflect regularly on what gives your life meaning. Focus on values during difficult circumstances. Invest intentionally in relationships. Seek opportunities to contribute beyond yourself. Recognize that happiness often follows meaningful engagement. Remember that even small choices possess significance. Viktor Frankl believed that meaning helps people endure almost any hardship. What gives your life meaning today? Share your reflections below. Please subscribe and comment.